Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor. I'm sitting here watching reruns of The Sopranos. It's the final season. Those of you that have never watched The Sopranos, now there is some graphic type things in there, but if you're not offended by that kind of thing, it's one of the best shows ever. So I was switching through the channels and The Sopranos last season was on, and so I got caught up in it. I've probably already seen this series about 3 or 4 times. But anyway, I thought today in a down market would be a good day for me to kind of go over with you what I look at to buy when the market's down like this. These are the things that I look at to buy, and some of the digital assets that I'm looking at. Now, the backdrop to what I'm going to tell you is I focus on a handful, and then my father, this has kind of become a hobby with him, so I have a handful of digital assets that he has researched that are more the long shot type digital assets. But just to clue you in, my father's an extremely smart guy. He's a Georgia Tech graduate, and so when he tells me something is probably a good investment, I go for it. And so this is what, and I can get into some details of some of those as well down the road. But today I'm gonna mention them, but I'm not gonna go into detail on a couple of them. But the first thing we need to establish up front, I've been telling you this for weeks. Proof of work does not work. It's a fact. It's proven. If a miner gets control of 51% of one of these proof of work digital assets, they can control it, period. End of discussion. They can control it, and that makes it not decentralized, period. Now, these guys that are proof of work guys, they can deny this until all day long, but the fact is they are having to suspend ETC transactions on Coinbase, Kraken, all over the place. They're having to do this, and they don't know who's doing the attacks, and next time it'll be another digital asset. And don't be surprised if that's in my opinion, that might be a big part of the reason the market tanked in the last 24 hours is because of these. And as this market works, all digital assets get drugged down with them. But it's the perfect opportunity for those of us that are paying attention to what's important. And what's important is this week, a fatal, and I'll repeat, a fatal flaw was found in proof of work digital assets. Consensus and proof of stake are the only ones that work, from what I can tell. XRP being consensus, and some of these others may be proof of stake. But I wanted to show you on CoinMarketCap, here are the digital assets that I look to invest in when things get like this. First of all, you need to know that the ones that do not have an asterisk, those are the ones that are proof of work. Bitcoin, proof of work. I do own 1 Bitcoin. XRP. Now, myself, I will always be an XRP buyer, but not unless, for me personally, I do not buy XRP unless it dips below, say, 25 cents. Then I become a buyer of XRP again. I do not right now. Now, that's not to say that it's not a good buy now. In my opinion, it is. But I got in XRP so early, and I've got enough of it to be happy. And so, but if it goes below, say, 25 cents, I start buying. Now, if you are still collecting XRP, I think it'll be a great digital asset to collect all the way up to $1 personally. But what I do is I'm focused on other digital assets until it hits that point. Now, let me go ahead and say, I'm not saying that these like Bitcoin and Ethereum and some of these are not going to skyrocket over the next year. I think they are. I think they will. But I'm buying a lot of these things for the long term, like say for the next 2 to 5 years or 2 to even 6 years maybe. And so I'm not doing it for the short run, which what I think could be the short run. I think that proof of work, like I told you the other day, I believe these proof of work coins, maybe not Bitcoin, but I think the others are going to be switched over. I think they're going to do one-for-one swaps with a better digital asset, like a consensus or a proof of stake. I think that they're going to do that eventually. I think Ethereum's going to do it. And these fork, I have to believe that these forked things that keep forking are just going to disappear. Because why get involved in this Bitcoin Cash when you can just buy the real thing and have Bitcoin? Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin SV, I would never be invested in those. That's me personally. Okay, so moving along. EOS, this is a smart contract platform that people claim has a lot. My dad's done a lot of research on this one. I have not researched it a lot, but I am willing to invest in this one. Stellar, I do own some Stellar. Now, that might be a horrible thing to say, but Stellar is, for those of you that haven't been around for a while, Stellar kind of moves with Ripple. They are a similar technology. Stellar moves with Ripple. In fact, I bought Stellar way back when, long time ago, and then I think I can't remember if I got out of it and then got back in it. I have a little. I don't have a lot of Stellar, but again, before as I tell you all this, I'm a 99% XRP guy, literally 99%. Stellar, I will, because it's so cheap, I will, as kind of just a hedge. Stellar, remember, okay, so yeah, Stellar is kind of, hedge is the wrong word. I buy Stellar because it's so cheap, and I've seen where Stellar will go, and I think that Stellar is probably third in line in terms of the advantage of having gotten into this early. And so Stellar is one that I'll get. I'm not real big on Stellar, but I'll get a little bit of it. Okay, that's what my position on Stellar. Litecoin, no, that is a proof of work. I'm not interested in Litecoin. When the founder of Litecoin has sold out, no, not interested at all. Tron is a definite. Tron's a biggie for me for a lot of reasons. Tron should have an asterisk here. This is a mistake. Tron is not a mined digital asset. Also, I want to make a point with Tron. This is a tweet from Justin Sun. This guy, BitLord, Sir BitLord, he tweets this out earlier today. Today, I moved a bigger amount of Tronics in escrow. This is for my son. The TRX will be released to him in 13 years. I believe this way he will basically be economically independent when he starts his adult life. Really, everybody should be securing their children's future this way. And how cool is it that Justin's son reads this tweet? He says, your son will not only receive Tron, but also BTT, that's the BitTorrent token, which is a sub-token of Tron. With numerous amazing projects happening, I guess he's from China, so I guess he was trying to, his English is a little broken here. I think he's trying to say there's going to be numerous amazing projects happening over the next 13 years. I think that's what he was getting at. But how cool this guy is, as active gets in social media and as a CEO. This guy, I mean, he doesn't sleep from what I can tell. But I'm excited. I think Tron's something to be excited about. I've told you about the BitTorrent project. Finally, I would never buy Bitcoin SV. I think that is a disaster, the whole thing. Cardano, this is my what would you call it, sleeping giant. Cardano, remember, this is founded by Charles Hoskinson. Charles Hoskinson was one of the founders of Ethereum. He did not like some of the imperfections of Ethereum. He has spent the last year or two perfecting what's wrong with Ethereum, one thing being proof of work. Okay? Ethereum is not scalable. He knows it, and Vitalik Buterin knows it. It's not scalable. I believe that you're going to see some combination. You remember last year when we had all the ICOs, I believe that you're going to see some combination of Cardano, possibly Tron, and EOS coming out as the dark horses that become the go-to smart contract platforms this year. That's what I believe is going to happen, and I believe Cardano is the one, because this guy has spent the last year or two getting with scientists and engineers from around the world and forming like a kind of consortium, and they haven't gone and tried to immediately start putting out products or dealing with companies and all. They've been trying to perfect this platform, and I'm excited about Cardano. As I go down these, I'd stay away from this more than anything, Ethereum Classic. And now I'm going to give you the two that are the wild cards. These are the ones that my dad and I have discussed. And if you start looking around, VeChain is one of them. Okay. Part of the reason we're looking at these is because these are cheap and you can get a lot of them. VeChain. But the one we're more excited about than any of them, and this one has a lot of hype around it, is Holochain. You can go in right now and literally spend a little bit of money and get hundreds of thousands, if not a couple million of these. Start looking around for Holochain, okay? Also, the last one, and I've mentioned it before, it does not have a digital asset yet. It's called Hedera Hashgraph. Go Google it, go to their website and sign up. They actually will let you upload your identity papers, and it'll put you on the list. I don't know if it's to receive free ones or to be able to be one of the first ones that's able to buy whatever they call their digital asset when it comes out. So that is a definite. Hedera Hashgraph, my understanding, everything I've read, is third to fifth generation crypto, and so that's a definite something you need to look into. Next, Philip Nunn. This is back to perspective, folks. I love looking at things in perspective. The longest Bitcoin market was 410 days and lost 85.63%. The current Bitcoin bear market is 388 days and has lost 82.17%. So what happens next? He did a poll, and most people think there's going to be a new record bear market. What I say to that is, who cares? It's irrelevant to the big picture of what is about to happen. Because here's what it's about. Here's what's really going on, folks. Genesis Trading, this is 31 minutes ago. Genesis Trading's OTC trading volume is up 50% year over year. This is what's really going on while everybody, all the average Joe investors like us, are in retail. Oh, today was a horrible day. This is what is really going on. And these people are not buying all of this stuff over the counter for no reason. They know what's being prepped. Finally, I wanted to show you one thing that was interesting that I saw. This is the Fed Chair, Jerome Powell. They're talking about the U.S. debt. I am very worried about it, Fed Chairman Jerome Powell said, that he is concerned about the ballooning debt in the U.S. It is a long-run issue that we definitely need to face, and ultimately we will have no choice but to face. Well, let me make a comment here. First thing, yes, he is worried about it. Second thing, he's not going to do anything about it. No politician that has ever said they were going to do anything about it has done anything about it. They won't do anything about it because none of them have the guts to tell the American people no to any of these government programs that they cannot afford. And that includes everything from Social Security on down the list. The programs are bankrupt. It's all bankrupt. They know it. They will talk until they've been talking about doing something about this since Reagan and before, and they never do anything about it. And the dirty little secret is that they can't do anything about it, but they're not going to do anything about it. And that's a fact. Just watch. Let's watch. I mean, we're going to hit at some point, they're not going to have any choice, and the party is going to be over. And in my opinion, digital assets will be the beneficiaries of it. And that'll be a sad day because, and the reason it'll be a sad day is, even though it'll be good for you and I, there's going to, just about everybody you know around you is going to experience more pain than you can even imagine. And that is the sad thing about it. And in my opinion, large digital asset holders will become the 1% when this shift actually happens. It's not just the U.S. This is worldwide. Just look at what's happening over in France with those yellow vest protests. Last thing I wanted to show you, I told you that I was watching The Sopranos today, and I just randomly, this is from at Brooklyn Crypto 3, Bing Crypto, puts this up. Once you're into this family, there's no getting out. And he's talking about the XRP community. That sounds about right. But I thought this was funny that I happened to see this today while I was watching Sopranos reruns. Maybe Bing Crypto was watching the same reruns on HBO. I'm not sure, but I thought it was interesting. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe and hit the like button and tell your friends and family that these are the kind of buying opportunities you look for. Thanks for listening.